Imagine a community that runs itself. No CEO, no manager, no headquarters, just a group of people around the world working together and making decisions through a code. That is what a DAO is all about. And in today's video, we're going to be diving into the world of DAOs, which is Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And this is the seventh day or our seventh class on Web3. So if you haven't watched our previous videos, check this playlist that this video is attached to, and then you can go and begin with us. A DAO is an organization built on the blockchain technology, and it is run by its members, not a central leader. The rules of the organizations are written in smart contracts, that is self-executing code that lives on the blockchain. This means that once the rules are set, they automatically enforces themselves, and no single person can change them without a community vote. In a DAO, anyone who holds the project token can take part equally in decision making. So let's say, for instance, I want to make a proposal or I want a change in the DAO's funding allocation. I just simply have to make my proposal and then allow the members to vote. If majority carries the vote, then the smart contract automatically executes it. And since it is on the blockchain, everything is transparent and fair for everyone to see. There are already DAOs out there doing big things. For example, MakerDAO manages DAI, DAI, a stable coin that is widely used in DeFi. Uniswap DAO governs one of the biggest decentralized exchanges. And you may have heard of ConstitutionDAO. It raised over 40 million in just a few days to try and buy a rare copy of the US constitutions. These aren't just experiments anymore. DAOs are making real world impact. You might probably be wondering, why does DAO matter so much? Now here is the thing. Just as we have organizations in the real world, for instance, we have governmental organizations and the government runs the world as we know it. So there are also organizations on the Web3 space. But this time around, it eliminates power and status, in the sense that whether you come from a rich or poor background, you participate equally in decision making as others. So when it comes to DAO, they do not care where you come from. They do not care the amount of money you have in your bank account. As long as you're participating in that particular DAO and you are holding the project's token, you have equal rights as everyone. So it is not like the government that can just wake up one day and make rules, make policies here and there or decision. It does not work like that. When it comes to the DAO, everybody has to agree, first of all, before the smart contract can execute any law that is passed. So it works based on majority. Just like the previous example I gave you, if I make a proposal and the majority votes on it, then the smart contract executes it. And in this space, the power is not in the hand of one single person. The power is in the code. That is why you don't even have to trust the person or the people that are involved in the organizations. All what you have to trust in is the code, and trust it to do its job. Be as it may, there is still no system that is perfect. For instance, DAO has some of its shortcomings. Here is one. Since everyone gets an equal right or equal opportunity, or let's say everyone gets an equal say, because of that, decision makings are usually slow. Let's say, for instance, I really have a pretty good idea and I make the proposal. This is what is going to take us from the current level to the next level. But still, the system will have to wait for absolutely everybody to put in their input first of all before the smart contract can execute. It will not even leave a single person out of this, and as such, it is very, very slow. Another thing again is that some DAOs struggles with low participation. Just like the previous example I gave you, that everyone gets a say. So imagine some members having a token, which means they are part of the DAO, but then they do not vote. Like, they are not active in the community. When people make policies here and there and the system is waiting for their vote, they will not vote. On the legal side, governments still do not recognize DAO yet, even though we are probably getting there in the nearest future. But as of now, they do not recognize it. So a few conflicts or conflicts arises, especially in terms of paying taxes and some other issues like that. But it will still get resolved as time goes on. Still, the potential is very massive. In the nearest future, we might be seeing DAOs replacing entirely the whole institution. DAO might even replace the government, it might replace the banking sector, it might replace absolutely everything as we know it because of its transparent way and its equity, giving everybody equal rights. We are still in the early stages, just as we know, we are still in the early stages of Web3. Web3 is not fully developed yet, and as such, DAO also is not fully developed. But as the time is coming, we might witness some of these things, especially as the technology matures and more people get involved in the system. And that is all there is to it on the basics of DAO. Here is three things you need to take note of before we call it a wrap. DAO is decentralized, it is transparent, and it is community driven. So during your leisure time, you can still make more researches on this stuff. And if you still have some contributions, I want to hear them in the comment section of this video. In my next video, we're going to be talking about Web3 security. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel so that you can get these videos when I drop them. And if you want to be part of my community on Telegram, you can find the link in the description box of this video where you can join to stay in touch.